Look for what you notice, but no one else sees. What does that mean? I'll tell you in a second. But first, go to part 1 if you're not. This should not be your first video. How to make art series is on my YouTube. Go to part 1, watch through, do all the homework. You'll thank me later. Unless you've already been here, then great. Don't forget to check out all the things in the description. My poetry book, my fiction book, my podcast. I have new episodes out every Monday on YouTube and every Friday on Spotify. Also check out my TikTok because that's where you get to hand in your homework if you want me to check it out and stitch it. Okay, let's get into that quote and what it means. It means quality over quantity. You need to look at a lot of things. But if I were to pick, should they just deal with one topic obsessively? Or should they do with everything, but in a shallow way? One topic obsessively. 100 times out of 100 in art. Obsession is so useless in almost any area of life except art. And maybe business, but even business is probably more like calculations than obsession. So obsess. If you have to pick between tunnel vision, focus on a topic, or widen the scope but not focus on anything real, tunnel vision. Now, why quality over quantity but still quantity? What I mean by that is, if as far as you can widen your eyesight and still focus, great. If that is this, great. If you want to work it up, great. But I prefer if you do this much, but you are actually focused, than if you do so much, so many topics. You take politics, you take wars, you take love, you take all of the topics in the world, but you do them all in such a shallow, let's do everything instantly, quick fashion that you're actually not doing anything. In art, I would prefer you just take love. Or just take that one thing. And you're like, why? Because you will develop the skill of focusing on something. The ability to focus, to pick up on what's important in the subject and what is not. What do other people think? Is this something that's quite divisive? Is this something that usually unites people? So on and so forth. But if you cannot do that, if you cannot focus, if you cannot describe, if you cannot paint, if you cannot pick up on the fact that, I don't know, the color of my nails change depending on the lighting, the color of this changes depending on the lighting, the shape looks different in 3D than 4D and 5D or whatever, then you will not be able to look at anything else well. If you cannot speak about yourself well, you can't speak about anybody else well. If you don't have this muscle at all, you won't be able to use it in tennis. You won't, if you don't have arm muscles, you won't be able to use it in tennis. You won't be able to use it in volleyball because that's the same muscles. I don't know if that's actually the case, but you know what I mean. It's a good metaphor. Am I exactly precise in the way I'm saying it? Maybe not. But I would prefer you focus on one topic for a year, then you spread yourself so thin that you end up being so shallow. You don't want to be like a gossip magazine. You want to be focused. And even gossip magazines, they're not gossiping about lawnmowers. They have a focus. They have a thing. You need to have a thing. Your thing can change, but you need to have one to begin with. Living life as an artist is a practice. You are either engaging in the practice or you are not. It makes no sense to say you are not good at it. It's like saying I'm not good at being a monk. You are either living as a monk or you are not. You are either living as an artist or you are not. We tend to think of the artist's work as the output. The real work of the artist is a way of being in the world. That is so true. That is so true. This book is great. You should check it out. But that is one of the best quotes. What does that quote mean? Art is not only when you finally sit down and you write. That's why I also don't like when people write those 2 hours a day or this or whatever. I always write. I always have a pen. I always have a paper. I always have my phone. I'm always typing somewhere. It's not, okay, well, now we shall be creative. And like, it just doesn't work like that. And the real work of art is seeing the world, is expanding your vocabulary, is seeing new colors. Vocabulary can be anything. It can be actual words, it can be colors, it can be light, how lighting changes things, nuances, 3D, 4D. It can be different things. Vocabulary doesn't just have to be words, it can be anything to describe what is there. Whether that is words, or that is light, or that is silences, or that is beats, whatever it is. And so being an artist, the same way being spiritual, the same way being religious, it's not just when you go to church, it's not just when you're meditating, it is your whole being. And you're like, that's a lot of work. No, it's not, because it's innate. It's something you love. That's the baseline assumption, is you love it or you like it. It's like friendships. You check in, you call, you make sure they're okay, you give advice, you hear advice. Like, that's not work. It's effort, but it doesn't, you're not like clocking it as work because you love to do that, because you like to do that. It is the same with art. It's not like, and now I shall be creative. No, it's this open-mindedness to life that should be practiced. That is practice. That is possible to practice through presence and meditation. And just, wake up tomorrow and just be like, if this was my first day on earth, what would I find cool? Or if I had lived 200 years from now and I got time traveled to here, what would I find cool? Oh my god, cars? AI? Robots? Whatever. Fill in the blank. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's give you your homework. Look and compliment art, but very specifics. I love Mariah Carey's riffs and runs. I love Whitney Houston's volume and voice. I love Leah Tolstoy's ability to insult people really well. Whatever it is. Because if you can spot it, you got it. And that goes in the positive as well. There's a lot of sayings that are meant to be negative, but they can also be converted into the positive. And post that on TikTok and tag me if you want to make it public and have me react to it. I'm going to leave you with this wonderful quote from the book. The objective is not to learn to mimic greatness, but to calibrate our internal meter for greatness. I'm going to leave you with that.